Okay, so it's midnight, and I took MDMA before my therapy session today. It was at 1 o'clock, but I took it at I take it an hour early in the parking lot, so that I can kind of gauge how much I need to take ahead of time and kind of be at the optimal level. Um, I honestly didn't feel very high. I really didn't. But like maybe I was, and I'm just kind of getting used to how it feels. I mean, yeah, there were points where, the first time I did it, I was super emotional and felt more like under the influence. But today, I really didn't. I didn't really. And when I was in my car waiting, I would listen to music. And then I would feel like, oh yeah, music sounds so good. um, but then when I didn't, I was just functioning normally. Checked in at the front desk, got myself a cup of tea. My therapist brought me in. Anyways, why am I saying all these details? I'm saying that for an audience. I really, no offense to the audience, but I want this to be more for me. It wasn't super emotional. Like the first time I did it, I was like crying so heavily and relaying a really difficult experience that I had, memory, whatever. And today was not like that. It was much more intellectual. But I did find it really helpful because I guess I am kind of an intellectual person, and that just helps me wrap my mind around things. At the same time, I'm not sure that really brings lasting change. I don't know. It got a bit emotional at the very end. He like held out his hand, and so I put my hand in his hand, and I was like, like physical touch is like difficult for me. And I just like sat there and cried and tried to make like eye contact with him. And I was just like thinking, like I have so much pain inside, but he's not judging me, and that was very meaningful to me. Um, yeah, that was probably one of the more meaningful moments in that session, because it was all emotion. It wasn't about talking about, shame or judgment or experiences. It was an experience. It was most definitely an experience. I honestly, I trust the guy so much. It doesn't mean that I think that what I'm still not sure really my going to therapy with him is really going to bring it about a ton of lasting change. I mean, I hope it does, but I'm not convinced. But I do know that I really trust him. I really trust him. And he's so safe, and he's just so present, like every moment. Every moment. He really does very good eye contact, and he's really attuned into what I'm saying and feeling, and that feels like fucking amazing. But it's always the question, it's like, well, is that going to change anything? I don't know. I don't know. And then the other piece of it was, after the session, you know, I always get a cup of tea ahead of time. I put my cup back in the sink. They've got this open, it's like an open concept. People eat their lunch there, but it's also where the people waiting to